Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Okwemi Goddess. If you're new to this channel, thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for always returning to my channel. I love you guys and I celebrate you specially. So today guys, you can already tell from the title of this video, I'll be talking about side hustles for nurses who reside in the UK or nurses who are actually planning to relocate to the UK. So guys, this is 2021. Having a side hustle or another stream of income or even multiple streams of income shouldn't be something alien to everybody. I feel like in 2021, as a result of the pandemic, obviously, and generally because of other obvious reasons, we all should have at least one other source of income besides our primary jobs. And I just feel like if you're able to like acquire other streams of income, I feel like you're more like stable financially, you're more steady financially, and your job security isn't like tied to a particular employer or like tied to a particular stream or source of income. So having another source of income is like primary, especially in 2021 because of the pandemic. So this video is especially for nurses who live in the UK, but it can actually be of benefit to all nurses regardless of where you live, really. So let's get started. So the first side also that I believe that nurses in the UK should explore, if you've not yet explored this, or if you're planning to relocate to the UK, this should be pretty much part of your plan when you resume work here in the UK. And the first side also is bank job. So we call it bank job here. So it's basically like an in-hospital extra staffing program, so to say. So basically in your own hospital or your own healthcare facility, or maybe your care home, anywhere, basically your healthcare facility. Most times I work with the NHS, so most of my experience or most of the things I'll be sharing might be related to the NHS. Please pardon me for that. So in the NHS, for instance, so besides like the primary job, you also have like a staff bank. So the staff bank is where they pull out nurses. Now we're talking about nurses, but it is also applicable to other fields too within the NHS. But yeah, so they pick out nurses from the staff bank whenever like the primary bank of nurses is like short staffed. So let's say for a particular shift, maybe next week or even tomorrow, the manager feels like, oh, she doesn't have enough nurses to manage the shifts for the following day. So she can approach one or two nurses who are already registered under the staff bank or in the staff bank, and then she can ask you if you're willing to do bank for the following day or for the following week, for any day, pretty much any day. So if you're willing to do that, then yeah, that's it, you're enrolled for the bank job and then you come for the bank job. So it's more like an extra shift besides your normal working hours, but it's still like managed. Most times it's still managed by the same employer, but you can actually do bank jobs even in other facilities. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your own NHS or your own hospital. You can be registered in the staff bank of other hospitals. So just like the word says bank, so it's like there's a bank of nurses, but you have to be registered. Usually your employer or your manager, your ward manager, or whoever is in charge of your unit would register you for that. And once you're registered under the payroll for the staff bank, automatically you're registered. So you can actually pick up bank shifts, like we call it. You can pick up bank shifts whenever you know that you'll be off duty or you'll be less busy, really. So that's that about bank shift. And there's a bank register. There's like a book or a bank register where you can actually fill in the days you would want to work as bank. So say for instance, for next week, you already know when your off duties will be. Maybe you'll be off on a Tuesday and maybe on a Friday. So in the book or the bank book or bank register, each ward has theirs, or let me say each department has theirs. You can pretty much just put down your name for those days that you would want to work as a bank staff. So it's very, very easy. It's also very flexible, seriously, because you can actually put down your name whenever you feel like working bank. So it's not like compulsory that you have to do bank shifts. If you feel like you're too tired for the week, you're already exhausted from your primary job, you don't have to do bank job. And then whenever you feel like doing taking up some bank shifts, you can just put down your name and then you'll be given a slot for bank shift. So that's that about bank shift. The other one, which is what I really love because you make more money doing this, is the agency nursing. So for the bank shifts, the hourly pay is actually much more than what you would normally earn for your primary job, still within the same NHS anyways. So usually it's a bit like £2 or £3 above your normal hourly rate for your primary job. But for agency nurses, it's like, wow, agency nurses is like, they pay really, really well. So the hourly rate is much more than what you would normally hear, and even more than bank, rate. So that's why I really love agency nursing. So let me explain what agency nursing is all about. So say that a hospital needs nurses, to fill in some roles, usually because of shortage of staff. Anyways, it's always because of shortage of nurses. So if a hospital or any healthcare facility feels that, oh, they have very severe shortage of staff or of nurses, and they need nurses to fill in some roles, maybe it could even be for the following week or for the whole month. So what they do is to approach an agency. So they tell the agency, oh, we need nurses for this day, that day, this period, that period, whatever period. They just explain to the agency. Usually hospitals have agencies that they work with, so it's not something just random. They already have agencies that they work with. So they approach the agency will look within and then look for suitable nurses who are already registered with them, and then fill the roles up with the already registered nurses, in the agency. So it's not like an agency will just call people randomly. Usually they look within and then pick nurses who are already registered with them. So that's why it is essential that if you want to pick up agency roles, you definitely need to register with an agency first of all. So the first step is registering with an agency, and it's more like applying for a new job. You do all the paperwork, the documentation. It's like starting all over again. If you're registering for agency work, they do thorough and very detailed documentation and paperwork, just like you're picking up a new job, really. So but once you're done with all that, you also undergo training like you would do for your normal job. So everything is like very detailed for agency nursing as well. But once you're done with all the documentation, with all the trainings and everything, then you're eligible, to pick up shift. So what they do is you can let them know like a month ahead of time for your free time or whenever you would want to do agency work, really, and then they will just slot you in and let you also know if you've been booked for any shift. So the advantage of agency nursing is the fact that the hourly rate is very high. Seriously, very, very high than normal. Seriously, it's very high than normal. And it's also very flexible, guys. Very, very flexible. You can choose when you want to work and when you don't want to work. Like, you can literally say, I only want to work for 3 days this week and maybe 2 days next week and just for 1 day, the following week. You pretty much choose when you want to work. And not just that, you also choose where you want to work. So the agency can call you and tell you, oh, they have some shift for you in this hospital and that hospital and that hospital, and you can pretty much just tell them, oh, I don't want to go to central London, I want to go to the north of London. You can literally just tell them where you want to work. You can pick out of the options given to you. So that's another thing about agency nursing. It's very, very flexible. The hourly rate is like very, very high, really. Another thing about agency nursing is the fact that they pay them early. So you can actually, for some agencies, really, you can finish a shift, say by 6 p.m. and by 7 p.m., your money is already in your bank account. Like, they're that quick. For some, you get your money the following day. For some, just few days afterwards, you get your money. So it's not like the regular payday for NHS that you have to wait till the end of the month, or for other employers too. I know usually they pay at the end of the month. So for agency nursing, it is never like that. You don't have to wait till the end of the month to get your pay. Most times, a day after or just 2-3 days after your shift, you already get your money. Some pay the same day, seriously. And I forgot to mention about bank job as well. So when you do bank shift as well, for my own hospital, you get your money in 10 days. So 10 days after you do the shift, you get paid the amount that you're due. So that's that about agency nursing. Another advantage rather, besides flexibility and the hourly rate, is also the fact that it is less stressful than the regular job. Because let's look at it, the person is more like a guest in the hospital, because as an agency nurse, you're not like tied to one particular hospital. You can go to hospital A today and tomorrow you would go to hospital B, the next day you're going to hospital C. So you're not like loyal to any hospital. That's the way it is. So it's not like you're like a primary staff of that hospital. Fine, if you go to a particular hospital frequently, you might get used to them, get used to the staff, and even make few friends. But Agency nurses rarely make friends. So, because you're only there to work and get out of the place, pretty much that's what you're there to do. So, it's less stressful. You don't have to deal with all the workplace policies and politics, really. You don't have to deal with all the after work, paparazzi. All you do is go there, do your work, get out, and get paid. So, that's it. It is less stressful, less strenuous. Not in terms of the work you do, but in terms of the extra things you do. You guys know how a primary job, feels like. Besides your normal job, you still have other things. You have forms to fill, you have requisitions to make. Like, you also have other things you have to do for, primary jobs, really. But for agency nursing, you go there, do your job, of course, which is also tasking anyways. Nursing is tasking, and yeah, nursing is very tasking everywhere, really. But all you do as an agency nurse is to go there, do your work, and get out. You're not there to make friends. You're not there to do any extracurricular job or activities, really. So that's another advantage of agency nursing, and you're also paid early. So that's that about agency nursing. So because of COVID-19, guys, there's been a particular role or position that has been like a very hot cake since the pandemic started, and that's COVID vaccination jobs or COVID vaccination roles. Guys, this is like a side also that you can do as a nurse, and which is like, guys, vaccination is not so stressful of a job, let's be sincere. So COVID vaccination is another job you can pick up as a nurse, and it can pretty much serve as a side also for you. It is not so stressful like a primary job. You can choose to do it on your off duties, and yeah. So you can also do that. Another one is COVID testing jobs. So I see that all the time. I get a lot of calls, for COVID testing jobs. Like, are you available for this? But I think the downside of COVID vaccination jobs or COVID testing jobs is the fact that they always require you to have a car and drive, because usually they can actually post you to any testing center or any vaccination center in your county. So for this kind of jobs, I've actually observed that they would always request for a driving license, a full driving license, and they would always ask you if you're available to travel. What they actually mean by if you're available to travel is if you can actually drive to different centers still within your neighborhood, but different centers. So COVID testing jobs are very, very much available now. I mean, they really need people, as well as COVID vaccination jobs as well. So that's another side or so you might want to explore as a nurse in the UK in 2020 before COVID-19 leaves for good. You might just want to explore that. And I would also like to mention that all these jobs are actually jobs you can do with your primary job, really. You don't have to, resign from your primary job. No, you still do your normal 37.5 hours like I do in the NHS. I know people who work in the care home, they do more than 37.5 hours as their primary hours. But for NHS, it's 37.5 hours as, the primary working hours. So this side hustles I'm actually mentioning are jobs you can actually do outside of your normal 37.5 working hours, really. So that's that. The other side also you might want to explore as a nurse in 2021 is online business and digital business, so to say. So guys, this is 2020. You have to think outside the box. Like, we've gone past the age where as a nurse you have to always be like a less fashionable person. You have to just like be a nurse, just a nurse and nothing else again. But I feel like in 2021 or even in this 21st century, like, a nurse is much more than a nurse. As a nurse, you're a blogger, you're a YouTuber, you're a writer, you're a coach. Like, we can be whatever we want to be as nurses. So I really don't want you to be, caught up in this fact that, oh, as a nurse, everything I have to do has to do in nursing or has to be related to nursing. Not at all. You can do virtually, all other things that are not even related to nursing. So in 2021, you might just want to start, your YouTube channel. You will make money if you have a lot of subscribers and a lot of views. You may want to start a blog. Start blogging. In fact, if you love nursing so much that you feel like you can't do anything outside nursing, you can start to blog about nursing. And in no time, you will drive a lot of, traffic to your blog. That's another thing you can do, online, and it will actually fetch you money. You may also want to do something related to writing a book. Yeah, You may just want to be an author, write a book. You want to do a lot of online courses that you can even sell. People sell online courses, and all this can actually be related to nursing as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be something outside nursing for people who are like so passionate about nursing. So yeah, you can do online business, digital marketing. There are like so many things you can actually do as a nurse online. You can actually be a social media influencer. I follow a lot of nurses on Instagram who are like social media influencers. They're doing well for themselves. They still do their regular job as nurses. Some of them do full-time, some do part-time, really, but the goal is having multiple streams of income. So you may actually want to explore the media space. Really, there are like 1,001 opportunities out there. So one more thing I would like to mention is learning a skill or learning skills. I mean, if you have the time and the energy and the passion to learn several skills, this is the perfect time to do that. But you may want to start with learning just one skill. So I know nurses, or I have friends who are nurses and who sell makeup products. I have nurses, or I know nurses who are makeup artists and they are making so much money. I know nurses who are caterers. I order like some stuff from, there's a particular lady I used to order ewa going sauce from. I've stopped ordering because I just felt like I could actually make this thing myself rather than ordering. But I'm just saying nurses are doing exploits. I used to order from this lady, and a jar of this particular sauce would cost me about £20, really. So just think outside the box. You may want to do something related to catering. COVID-19 has also like compelled all of us to start ordering food online, because you really can't go to the restaurant to eat. So a lot of people just order their food online. You may want to explore catering. If you know you're passionate about that, explore it. You could explore baking. You could bake cakes, and people would order online. Seriously, a lot of people have been ordering things online just because of the pandemic. So you may want to explore catering. I just talked about makeup business is oh god, it's a very, very buoyant business. Everybody, I mean women, we want to look good, especially on special occasions. So you may want to learn that skill and you make money from that. So another skill I've been longing to learn is how to tie gele. So back in Nigeria, we call headgears, or yeah, basically headgears, we call them gele in Nigeria, and this is something I've been dying to learn, and that's a skill that I could actually make passive income from. So you may want to explore that as well. People still go for parties anyways before COVID, and I believe after COVID people would definitely resume back to going for parties, weddings, naming ceremonies, birthday parties, and all that. So you may want to consider learning how to tie gele for people, for different occasions, gele styling, how to style gele and all that. And another skill you may also want to learn, which is also like a very, very lucrative business, is photography. I see a lot of female photographers. I see a lot of nurses whose side hustle is actually photography. Seriously. So you may want to explore that. And I know that in 2021 or in recent times, a lot of people just have cameras and they just take random pictures of themselves. This same camera can be used to film YouTube videos. This same camera can be used to create content for IG, which is Instagram, for Facebook, for other social media platforms. People make money from TikTok and all that. So I feel like we should look within and see what we can make out of even the little things we believe we have. So that's that about skills. And lastly, another thing that you could do as a nurse that might actually help you to make some passive income is babysitting. Guys, childcare is very, very expensive in the UK. A lot of people work full-time and they really need to invest in childcare because of course you can't leave your kids at home. Someone has to take care of the kids. So you may want to consider babysitting. People make money from babysitting. That is also another side also that you can explore. So nurses, I want to believe that you must have learned one or two things from what I've mentioned so far. So what are the other side hustles that you think nurses, especially people who live in the UK, can explore in 2020? I also need side hustles. I need more. Like, I really need more side hustles. So please just drop them in the comment section if you think there are other streams of income that we can actually generate as nurses. Please also help us drop the comments in the comment section. I would love to read from you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, share this video with your loved ones, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.